Alright, and welcome back to Zero Cool Gaming, and we're going to try another game. Mass Effect just has way too much story to it, I guess, is a way of putting it. So I'm going to try something that I know I don't need to listen to in order to get through it. And this is probably going to be one of the faster games that I play with commentary from now on. I think the older style RPGs, what do they call that? Not the real-time battle system or action battle system, a third-person fighting system like this is, but the turn-based, where it's all slowed down, like stuff like Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights 2. I think these are the types of games that I'm going to play with commentary from now on, because it's easier to play those type of games, the games that stop and let you think and figure out what you're doing. Than it is to play games that have like quick time events and you got to be thinking about combos. I mean, a lot of RPGs, like Star Ocean, the Tales series, a lot of RPGs require pretty quick button presses, and they need to be precise in that respect. So you have to be thinking about what combos you're going to do with what people, when to change that up. I might try something like Final Fantasy XII as well, because I believe that with the Gambit system you can create party members that basically take care of themselves. You don't have to worry about them at all. And I believe you can even do it to your own character for that matter. So it may, it becomes a walking simulator. I never actually played it that way. Where it became a walking simulator. But I had tried it. I'd turn it on and off for different things. I'd turn it on when I was just going through mob bosses and turn it off when I got to the I guess you'd call them some of the special bosses and stuff. But I believe this game, especially on the casual setting, is easy enough that you really don't have to think about the button press as much. There'll be a couple of the boss battles that I'll probably have to think about, but other than that, I think it's pretty simple. I believe, anyway. That's why I chose to try this out with this one. So, I was gonna sit here and talk about Scooby Doo, the new Scooby Doo, the oddity that is entertainment today. And I'll preface this by saying Scooby Doo, the original show, I've tried watching it today, and I really can't. Because it's not made for adults, it's a kid's show. Truly. It always was. I mean, it was made for kids from like, 8 to 12, but a kid's show nonetheless.
He had power like none we had ever seen, terrible and deadly.
And even when the live-action movies of Scooby-Doo came out years later, I never had any interest in watching any of those.
That a new god was to be
or any of the Scooby-Doo movies that came out over the years. I never had any interest in watching those.
In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a
But I did
army,
watch
no matter the power of their god,
probably
we
most
might
of,
have
if
been
not every one
victorious.
of the different,
But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws
I guess
of
you'd call it the
life
original
and death.
series of Scooby Doo,
Each to
or
life of Owen
series,
on the battlefield would soon rise again. For
seasons.
the Fae do
I don't know
fear
how you would
death as we
define
do.
that
How
exactly.
could we stand against such a force?
But I watched
For
it all the
10
way up
years, the war
until
raged. For 10 years, the armies of men and Alpha
a
fought
show
and
called
died.
Scrappy Doo
But as
came
our
out,
numbers
and that's when I
dwindled,
stopped
we
watching
knew
it.
that it was only a matter of
I
time.
believe it's called Scrappy
Our
Doo.
fate had been
Scooby Doo
written.
and Scrappy
At
Doo, or
least,
something like
that
that.
is what we believed. Until you
And that's when I
died.
stopped watching Scooby Doo. But regardless, yeah, I would say that I'd watched all of them in that respect. Or close to. They were kids' cartoons. They were designed for kids. When I was watching that, I never thought about anything beyond what the show was about in that respect, which was these kids who would go around solving mysteries that they would run into as they drove their mystery machine, you know, apparently across the country, all over the place.
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we
I never really questioned any of it.
Go on and pull back the sheet.
You weren't meant
Need
to.
be in our report,
You were
one
just
way or
kind
the
of
other.
meant to accept whatever was happening and then, you know, go with the mystery. And the mystery was always the same thing. Shaggy and Scooby would try to find a kitchen, and they'd end up running into whatever villain the story was about. And then the other three would find clues as to who that person might be, or what's actually going on, or what they want to believe is going on. And then they would try to figure out a way to capture them and unmask them, and, you know, that sort of thing. It was kind of like a Murder, She Wrote for kids, truly. Except it wasn't about murder, it was about, you know, trying to scare people off so that they could do whatever. That's what 99% of them were. And then, you know, I see the insanity of what they've created today, which well, that might be nice. Okay, so we're just gonna go with that and say that it's good enough. We'll go with that. What do we got here? Yeah, I can't tell the difference between any of those eye colors, so we'll... Okay, yeah. have no idea what that means. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with that.
A Varani. Must have been a mercenary, come to fight in the war.
So,
I could have told him how he'd end up. Not in bad shape though, all things considered.
yeah, this new
Alright,
trailer.
Make sure it goes into the
I watched
report.
it.
You know he'll want all
And,
the details.
Amazing how well the body held up.
Yeah, it kind of goes along the same lines with a lot
I'm
of
just
other
glad it's not moving.
insanity that's
Must have
going
been
on.
born with a
It's
lucky star this
more about the message than it
Anything
is
else we
about
need?
creating something for the
Unless you'd
audience
like to
that the
name
original
him,
was intended
I
for.
think we're done. Put him with
This
the
isn't
others.
intended for children from the ages of 8 to 12. Definitely not. Absolutely not. I don't know what ages they think it is intended for, but it's definitely not for those ages.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
And considering how it started, my initial reaction is that this should be 18 plus. I don't know if that's what they're intending for, but with today's insanity, there's no telling what age they'll put this in on. And what I mean by that is that you find this type of insanity in shows that traditionally were for much younger ages. You find insanity like this today in shows like Blue's Clues. I mean, that's designed for what? 3 to 6? Or Arthur, which is designed for like 6 to 12? It's in these type of shows today that when, you know, kids that would be in their, yeah, kids, I call them kids, adults that would be between the ages of like 20 to 30 that watched this stuff when they were between the ages of 20 to 30. There was nothing wrong with it then, as I watched these shows with my kids. But today, that's not true. These shows are not okay for children at all. Because they are infested with this type of age inappropriate material. And when I say it's like all, you know, entertainment and media and stuff like that today, is it all of it? No, in truth it's probably like 90% of it, but it's all the mainstream stuff. Literally, like I said, like the stuff that was fine when you were a child watching it is not fine for your children to watch today. You know, parents really need to watch what their kids are watching to see what has been injected into it. And it gets worse than that because I guess I should say that they know what they're doing. It's not like they don't realize that what they're doing is wrong, because they do. They absolutely do.
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha!
And that's just not cool. In this new Scooby Doo, what makes it even more hilarious in that respect is that it's just an ideology wearing the skin of something it is not, is because they call the show Scooby Doo and it doesn't even have Scooby Doo in it. It's like, really? That's where you're gonna go with this, huh, people? And I know that like, I don't know if it's an actor or whoever, or somebody within the show said that this isn't being, made for kids. Even though they say that, these people sit there and bold-faced lie all the time. It would not surprise me if this got like a rated, I guess it wouldn't be G, what would it be called? Everyone, all ages rating. I don't know what you would call it, but it'll probably end up with a G rating with the insanity that's going on today.
Help! Anybody!
But yeah, they had no interest in trying to make something today for the age bracket that the original material was intended for. Truly. And seemingly who they are targeting is a small percentage of the population. Which again, to me, I say F more than that percentage tune into it, then they should be happy with that. But we all know that they won't be. Why? Because they never are.
Thank you. Thank you. If you hadn't come along.
And what aren't they, when are they not ever screaming and arguing about something in that respect? But yeah, to me, if you make something for, 2% of the population, and you end up selling it to more than 2% of the population, you should take that as a win. But
I don't know how or even where, but your body was remade.
These people don't. They get upset that the entire population doesn't like it. And I'm just like, that's insanity. Truly. That's absolutely insane. But, it is what it is.
The enemies of all the young races.
So do I think this new Scooby Doo is going to do well? I have no idea. I know I won't watch it. Why would I? It's just another example of them remaking an IP that has nothing to do with its source material. Or wearing the skin of it in the hopes of drawing in viewership with the name alone. And they do that.
Professor Farmer assumes the Well of Souls is his life's work. The Tuatha are coming into the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now, let's get going!
And understand, the whole reason for all of this messaging that's being put out and all the entertainment and all the shows and everything else is to get the people to agree with laws that are insane. Their end goal, what they want, is for us to give children the right to consent Now, how they will frame that is for medical reasons. And they wear the skin, again, of transgender people as that poster child for their insanity.
The Well of Souls is just ahead. You'll see. And it works. It restores.
But when you
to
give
life.
children
There will
the
be
right
plenty
to
of time
consent,
explain later. We've
what you're
already built-
basically saying is that these children are now adults. That's what that means by law. It's a twisting of words to get you to agree to with it because of an ideology that says this is the right thing to do. But it's not. And they also twist that by trying to say that the parents of any trans child are apt to be abusive and abusers because they won't understand that child's needs. That's insanity. Absolute insanity. But this is the type of language and accusations that they lay out to justify what they want. And what they want is to justify
Let me get this door.
giving children the right to consent, and they want you to agree with that. That's what all of this is about. It's what it's always been about.
Right this way. You go first.
Yeah, to protect the children. We gotta give all children rights. It's insanity. What it does is it allows them to create new laws after that protect pedophiles from prosecution. That's what it truly is for. And we already have enough problems with laws that protect them. And not just them, but all criminals, including our political elites.
This is what they're after. Our greatest invention.
Two-tier
the
justice
Well of
system.
Souls. Imagine an end to war. An end to death.
So yeah, I've got major problems with all the messaging that they put into entertainment today. That's why I avoid entertainment today. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure that it's going to end up canceling,
We're in one of the storerooms. See if you can find
as
anything.
with a lot of the shows that have been coming out recently getting canceled. And that's a good thing. It truly is. I mean, if it takes having to put these companies out of business, which I don't think we'll actually be able to do, not for many, many years, because they're being funded by outside sources to do this. It's the only reason that they've been able to sustain it for so long. They truly believe that if they keep pushing it long enough, people will start to agree with it.
Wait.
And the sad reality
hear
is that
something?
history shows that that is exactly what we have a tendency to do.
More to offer.
That if you tell them the lie long enough, eventually they'll start to believe it. Oh.
We're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it?
And I mean, that may sound, you know, pretty bad or whatever, like, you know, I'm putting people down, but I'm not. It's just reality. What should piss people off is the fact that these businesses and governments understand our psychology so well that they're willing to engage in this type of mental warfare against their own people. I mean, that's actually what pisses me off about it. It's like, really? My own government's gonna sit here and engage in this type of... And I say it's my own government because it's even on PBS. That's our tax dollars.
They see us.
So to say that we're not... you know, our own government isn't pumping out this propaganda against its own people is a lie. To say that is a lie, because they absolutely are, and they've even been subsidizing it for some time. One of the main reasons that a lot of these, you know, left-leaning magazines and independent journalism sites started massive layoffs to begin with had to do with the fact that the grants that they were given to start their businesses and continue them had ended. So they were no longer being subsidized to function or run or continue their business model. And a lot of that stuff was actually started by Obama. And he put hundreds of millions, if not billions, over the years into that insanity.
More than makes up for their size.
I mean, we're starting to see some gains today because people are looking up and saying, hey, why does it cost me twice as much to exist today than what it cost me 3 years ago? That, in and of itself, is a good thing. Unfortunately, most of what they see or what they're going to see when they go try to figure out what's going on and why this is happening, is going to be that it's not happening, which they know is a lie. So that's not going to help them. Truly. Because that's what the mainstream narrative is still. But what I think is going to happen, people, is that right after the midterms, assuming that, you know, let's say that there is this, you know, more Republican or right-leaning individuals are voted in, the narrative will change, and all of these mainstream media outlets will start actually reporting on all of the things that they've been denying for the past 2.5 years.
Only respond in the presence of magic.
And
Perhaps there is more to you than it seems.
it's obvious what they're going to do with that.
Incredible. What are you? Power. Save your magic for when you need it.
What they're gonna blame the Republicans for all of it. They're gonna say this is because Republicans and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah. Why they do the same thing that they did Trump for the next 2 years. They'll try to block everything that the Republicans try to do to fix things, claiming that it's everything it is not in the process. And the mainstream media will back them up on all of those lies. It's sick. The world we live in today is truly sick. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, I'm going to call this here, because this is going to get really long if I don't. I could probably sit here and do this for an hour easy. But anyway, that's my rant for the day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.